we recording? We're recording. Okay, Chad, here's the thing. I've tried making a Grim how to. I can't fucking do it. I can't do it, man. This guy has too many problems. Everything that he does, other operators do better. And the job that he does is too roundabout and too inefficient for what it is. So, dudes, I have to be really quiet for this ad because I'm bad at time management. And I'm recording it while everybody is asleep. So listen to the nice, soothing sounds of fan spin. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? That's a pretty NCXT case. And you can get a PC just like it at the link in the description with a 5% discount code. I've partnered with this video sponsor, Apex Gaming PCs, to give you 3 different types of custom-built PCs, all at escalating tiers of price and performance. I built this rig myself, and trust me, it was one of the most inconvenient, most annoying things that I've ever done by myself with Apex Gaming. You get a team of professionals that know what they're doing. Use my code Gregor, and you'll get 5% off of everything that you get from the company store. Thanks again to Apex Gaming for sponsoring this video. And as always, get some sleep. He does it in the most convoluted, indirect, and most difficult way possible. It's basically like if they tried to make Capital without any of the benefits of Capital. Okay, so we have a default deployable shield placement here. Now, typically with certain kinds of operators, what we're going to do with the deployable shield is, first of all, they're going to have a Jaeger ADS or a My Discs or maybe an Arunigate on this door. And then you're going to burn the grenade catch. And then you're going to try to basically, you know, clear somebody off of the shield. Now, there's a couple of problems with this situation when it comes down to Grim. Let's deploy the bees and see what see what happens. Okay, Pro, run away. Wow, would you look at that? It looks like Pro didn't get tagged by the bees. Let's try that again, Pro. Once these bees die, get on the shield for me, and you react exactly how you would in this situation, minus killing me, so that we can keep the video going. Oh wow, that really did a lot. Now, Pro, can you think of other operators that would accomplish this exact same scenario besides Grim?
Capital fills the vault.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here, let me try to fill the vault real quick. Ka-chunk. 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 Does anybody notice how fucking slow that was? So we have a number of issues here. You get pinged, and then what are you gonna do if you get pinged, Pro? You're gonna shoot the guy, right? Exactly, chat. See? This is what we're talking about. Because with Capital Fire, the guy has to move. He can't continue swinging in that area, because with Capital Fire, that does damage, and that incurs some kind of penalty for actually getting hit. He should have been a defender. I agree. I think that would have been a really solid, like, delay kind of situation there, because he's really only useful in the post plant. I'm going to put a shield in a different spot this time. Let's not put it on the site. I'm going to put it at top main. Now, here's the problem. Now, you can do that. And this is one of the few situations where I think Grim can actually kind of work. But at the same time, you can also do this with Capital. You can also shoot, like, the Fang, and then just shoot a firebolt through the below, or just get a buck. Or you can depth, yeah, Ash, depth charge it. There's so many other options that can do the exact same thing.
I keep hitting the door frame because it's not pixel perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it doesn't even, you can't even, like, clear the threshold there because it's so difficult to peek with.
It catches the fucking pixel corner.
Yeah. And also, the actual, like, projectile is huge. Bring a shield for me again. Insane how we went from Azumi, the most refreshing characters in years, to Sens and Grim, the 2 most underwhelming. Remember when they got rid of the competitive cooldown quarantine, and it was supposed to, like, it was supposed to freaking increase, like, pick rate for other characters because people would see them in the in that kind of environment?
I genuinely think that they could fix Sins. I don't know how you would fix Grim. Like, Sins has great plant, like, post-plant ability, but I don't know how you would fix Grim.
So I'm gonna pretend that there's no ADSs on this shield, right? We're gonna clear the shield. Here's what I'm gonna do. We have this crossed off because it's nomaded or gridlocked or something, right? Here's what I do with the shield. Oh, look, there's no shield. Again, like, even Ash, who's an entry frag, has more options in her toolkit. Let's bring the cap for the study vault again, just to get an idea of how much ground you can cover with that. Shit, even gridlock. You could probably throw gridlock tracks in the vault.
If they don't have an ADS, yeah. Or you can do it through the drone hole. You can shoot Cappy through the
Yes.
drone hole as well. But if they don't have a my, Cappy burns their shield off, and he has to either walk forward into the opening if they have it open, or if he has to leave vault and you bang the wall. Like,
all right, so firebolt me off of the shield and the vault spot just so I can give them a visual representation. We haven't even made a guide for him in Australis because there's no point. Dude, welcome to my life. I was gonna make a Grim how-to. I spent like 3 weeks trying to get Grim content, and I was like, I have nothing here. I have like 3 solid clips, maybe. Hello, Capitao. Well, I have no Jaeger ADSs, so I'm gonna hold the shield if I can. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, look how much this covers. Can Grimbees do that? No, they fucking can't. And also, let's keep in mind that when the fire is up, I have to hold vault way in the back. Oh, yeah, and you could just do that. So that wasn't even the full amount of bolts. Like, it's just, Capitao covers so much more range, does damage.
You have to move.
Has verticality. You can't continue holding that angle. You have to, yeah. That's the whole difference.
And both of those shield angles can be cleared with verticality. Like, that's the thing, too. Buck, Ash, Soph, anybody with a shotgun.
Another thing I don't like about this. You see the exemplar display of football last night? No, I saw who was playing, and I was like, I'm not even gonna bother with that.
Yeah, that was probably the worst game of football.
It was pretty rough. What was the tweet Pro said? Somebody was like, we could have nuclear war tomorrow, and the last football game we'll ever watch is Broncos Colts.
God.
That's my new favorite thing to say. We have nuclear war tomorrow, and the last thing that we're gonna eat is fucking Chipotle.
So you guys saw how quickly the Capitao fire like fans out over the course of the this like the actual vault spot. Let me try to cover the same amount of ground with Grim and see how long it takes. Now, if I stack these in a room, this is pretty significant, but see how quickly they die? The bees are there, and then they're gone immediately. So what I honestly think they should do, since the point of the video is how to fix Grim, let's actually talk about what we would do specifically. First thing I would do, I'd literally just copy-paste the Sova bounce mechanic. I would give you the option of either planting the Grim bee swarm, you know, with direct line of sight, like it sticks to something and then it deploys, or I would give it like 1 bounce. I want ops to come out overtuned than this. Yeah, like literally. Thoughts on old line scan on the bees? Bruh, moment. I don't know about that one. Maybe. Maybe give him walls. Give him something. I don't fucking know. Now my white dot's gone. What the hell?
If only they had a server where you could test out experimental things to, you know, test out ideas and whatnot. I wish Siege had that.
All right. Try to beam me from study door, pro. Aha! Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna run away now. Now, I get the whole idea, like, oh, yeah, you're bee swarmed, like, you're gonna get pinged. But the difference here being is that there's no, like, advantage here. You get, like, a ping, and there's no damage. There's no pressure. There's no nothing. So what I would do, I'm gonna go into Microsoft Paint. All right? This is a Siege stream. We gotta have Microsoft Paint involved in some part of the equation here. So, this is, I haven't really done a lot with Microsoft Paint. So we're gonna learn as we go. But the basic idea that I have here is this. Here are the Grim Bees. Let's say you're like Clubhouse Rafters or something. Let's pretend this is Clubhouse Rafters. Okay, we got like the, you know, the panels here. Some of the parts that are like blocked off. Right? Pretty straightforward. Now, what we're gonna do with this is you're gonna have a bee swarm, and then I'm gonna put smoke here somewhere. Let's say this is smoke with an FMG9. So here's smoke, and he's chilling. He's gonna hold down the fort. Except when a bee swarm comes by, he's gonna see the bee swarm, and he's gonna be like, "Oh crap!" Right? Because instead of just sitting there and doing nothing, the bee swarm is gonna be like, "Aha! There's a guy," and it's gonna follow him around. It's gonna try to get within like his general vicinity. Okay, it's gonna float towards him. It's gonna chase him like a swarm of insects. So it has some kind of presence. It has some kind of danger. Now, I don't know if it would do like the ping mechanic, but what I think you could do is that you could apply just a very, very slight damage over time effect to it. So maybe if he gets like bee swarmed like this, right? He's like, ah, oh my god. So instead of just getting pinged, maybe it does like a little bit of like damage over time, or it applies an animation debuff.
Like a Malusi slow.
Yeah, can't ADS, right? Maybe make it like an intuitive mechanic. Think of it like you're getting swarmed by bees and you're trying to like put your gun up. Could you aim a gun while you're being swarmed by a bunch of bees? I probably couldn't. I'd try to aim my gun. I'd be like, oh shit, oh my god, ah! Like, right? So maybe like have an animation where he has to like swat the bees away or something. I don't know. Kind of like a Dokebi call. Or, you know, you could just do the like the Tyler one. We could go like complete anime. We could just make it completely overpowered, and the bees look for bad guys and they just fucking kill them.
On the Nomad. So have you ever played Black Ops 3?
I have. No.
Okay.
I played the beta and then I kind of stopped.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, it's probably it's actually probably one of the best modern day CODs. But besides the point, here's how you fix Grim or whatever the fuck his name is. Okay, super simple. In Black Ops 3, there's a specialist called Nomad. It's the same thing. It's the
I know
exactly
exactly what you're talking about. In that
yeah,
field.
he gets 5 or 6 of these little sticky bombs that like get shot from a launcher. It's the same launcher basically. Like that. Like it's 1-to-1 the same thing. And they are also bees. The difference is they're sticky and they last like basically as long as you're alive. In this case in Siege, after you die, it still lasts, right? So you put the thing as an attacker wherever you want, like as a flank watch, and when you trigger it, like you can shoot it, like they're just sticky if you can see it, but they're like nomads. It'll be harder to shoot if you're like coming through a door. It's possible, but like not easy. So it'll be like the same radius as a nomad. He'll get like 4 of them, and if you walk through, it will slow you and do damage over time. And if you like tank it to hold an angle because they know where your position is, okay, you're gonna take damage over time. It'll be like maybe like the same damage as a Capital Bolt, right? But it'll be like a defensive Capital Bolt that is like remotely triggered. So you could do this in post plant. You could do this for flank watch. You could even do this when you're exiting on a site. If you have a smoke, throw it into a smoke. Throw it behind a shield. It's gonna force them to move. And on addition to that, it could tag them for like 3 or 4 seconds. It solves it. But the fact that you shoot it and they disappear and you can just walk away, like I've played Siege a total of like 2 hours this season, and I've not once successfully seen anyone get tagged by the Grimbees at all. When I've had him on my team twice, because they just walk away and they disappear in like what 3 seconds,
bro.
So they either need to last permanently or they need to do damage. Because right now, I'm just gonna use my drone.
It fucking gives them. The bees like eat them alive. This is like the anime shit that I was talking about. This is like the anime ability where it just fucking kills them.
Are you watching the Black Ops?
Yeah. It just fucking eats them alive.
That's
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if just like fucking like this is the way the ability works in fucking competitive? It's like somebody just deploys bees on fucking vault and then smokes like fucking like this.
Do that, right? And then it solves so many issues because now you can play him like Nomad, like he was probably intended to be played as like flank watch, and you also have the option to play him slightly aggressive, kind of like what you can do with Nomad. And he's not useless anymore. And there's an arguable reason, like, oh, maybe we don't need a Nomad, right? So like on maps like Consulate, okay, I want to bring Nomad, but a map like Bank, a map like Oregon, maybe instead of bringing a Nomad or a Gridlock for a flank, there's a reason now to bring this, especially maps like Outback. Like I can see that being a viable thing, and like maybe it doesn't even do damage. Maybe like you're saying, like he has to swat it away. And there's have you ever played? Okay, here's another one. Have you ever played Metro Exodus?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Metro Exodus, there's like those little fly things, and when you're in those areas with like the mosquitoes, you have to like visibly like drop your gun to your side and swipe them away. It could just be the same thing like that, where in like when you get like pushed by an Oryx, you're on your full and there's like an animation to get back up. Do the same thing. Like the fact that he got released in his state and like the devs were like, this is totally balanced. Like it's gonna be so much harder to take a weak operator and make them like viable than to take a strong operator and nerf them. Like that. Like
yeah.
I don't know what they're doing over there, but the design philosophy feels like so much like it's so backwards. I much prefer to have Lion on release, Ella with 50 bullets and no recoil, and then tune it down than having to tune it up, because we'll always constantly be like trying to tune it up and play catch up. And then he's gonna like eventually power creep to where you don't need a Nomad at all. You just bring Grim. So like they've essentially just canned this operator. Like this is like this season and last season were just wastes of seasons. Like
literally
none of the operators are good. Like why? Okay, and okay, even more before I leave and do some work, right? So you got Grim and you've got Sense. You just bring Capitao and he's better than both of them in
That's what we were talking about.
So
Yeah.
it's like, what's really going on here? Like,
I don't know.
It just doesn't make any sense. They just broke up like one operator into two, and like the sense one could make sense maybe if like I don't know. Like there's a way to fix them for sure. Like I think or fix them. I think there's definitely like a clear way to do it. Maybe like take damage if you walk through it. Maybe obscure sound completely on the other side of it. That's a really good one. That would be probably very easy to do with just dog shit sound. But Grim is just they need to fundamentally rework him like the Chonka. This is miserable.
It's really
not,
bad.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like this guy. This was the one clip that I got in like a 10-man like pick me up game, and we managed to get verti control, which like you can gunfight reasonably well. Like the Commando's not a terrible gun, and we managed to get a post plant going here. So in this situation, I think this is the only thing that Grim is good at right now, is like kind of helping in post plants. But the other issue here, again, is that the bees don't last very long, and the effect that does happen, to your point, it's not significant enough to have like really any impact on the battlefield at all, and it doesn't do things that other operators can't already do. Like, if I'm in a situation and I want to set up for a post plant, Gridlock is better in every respect in the situation, because she can just throw her track stingers and they stay around. They occupy a significant presence until you shoot them. If you don't shoot them or you step on them, right, they're not like they will remain until you blow them up with an impact grenade or something.
What is I might be wrong about this, but isn't the thorn thing bulletproof once it gets activated or something, or is it just
no? You can shoot it at any point. That's like the whole like thing. But like the idea is that you have to either A, run, or B, adjust your crosshair placement.
Okay, so why not we just like maybe like hypothetically, like instead of like just shooting the bees, he shoots the canister, its proximity, you can't shoot it, you have to tank it, or you have to impact it, or mute jam it. If it's a mute jammer, it just doesn't work. And it's like kind of like an attacking Malusi in a sense. So you just last infinitely, and if you walk into the procs like range of it, it detonates. So like you could play around it. There's counterplay in a post plant. You can walk around it and try to go for picks and then do it. You could tank it and then try to get the pick when they react off it. Like there's a million ways to do it. It is fundamentally like you could just make it kind of like a Sova dart. Like maybe not like the bouncing, but like the way it fits into the sandbox, just do that. Because like right now, I don't see a single way it works better, because like you said, Gridlock is better, Nomad is better, Capitao is better, arguably Flores is better if you have a drone in his pocket. That's going to delay even longer because it lasts I think 7 seconds or something when you close it up. Like there's just no, like I don't get why they released him. Like I would rather have no operator, because that's what it feels like.
It really does feel like no operator. I mean, like I'm trying to get like post plant going here. And the other thing, because the bees don't last very long, I have to do so much more work than I do with other operators. Like here's me, right? 4chan green text. Be me. Get it, B. But like I'm trying to like help my team go for an execute here. So I'm like, okay, here's one of the rotates. We're in a good situation here. Deploy bees over there. Deploy bees on the door. But the bees will eventually go away. So I'm stuck in this situation here where it's like, okay, I have to continually stay on top of this. I continually have to like reapply bees, or bees will expire. And then I'm in this situation where like I can have an opportunity, like if I'm Gridlock, I have to take a gunfight here, right? If I'm Gridlock, I can deploy bees on the door, or track stingers, I should say, and then I don't have to fuck with it. I don't have to do anything except just wait and like keep myself safe so that I can continue holding this position. But I deploy the bees, and then I'm stuck here in this situation with, do I keep my Grim launcher out to deploy the bees, or do I get off of the bee launcher to take a gunfight? And eventually I have to take a gunfight here, right? And then I have to come back and frantically like reapply the bees. And then, again, with track stingers, I don't need to be as precise with my shot. I can just deploy them, and then they go fucking ka-chunk, 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 and then they deploy over a large area. With Grim, you have to hit the mark. You have to hit it, or it's not going to work.
So here's an interesting idea. Instead of giving him his own launcher, why don't we just make it an underbarrel attachment?
That's what I think everybody was saying, yeah.
Yeah, just make it underbarrel, and then like they last, I don't know what it is, like 5 seconds. That just sounds like it sounds right to me. I don't know, because I haven't done a guide for him. I haven't even thought about writing a script for that video. But yeah, like make it underbarrel and make it last like, if we're not gonna like do the whole bulletproof route, or we're not gonna do like any like this weird over tuning, make it last like 30 seconds, right? 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Instead of getting 5, he gets 3. It's double the radius. It lasts for 30 seconds. Okay, now in post plant, he's all of a sudden like really viable. If you want to get info, makes a lot of sense. You can then objectively flank watch if you're going for an execute. You can play like offensively, and also maybe like if you walk through them, you get tagged and your vision gets obscured for a little bit. Like kind of how like you're in a smoke, maybe you get nearsighted in some way. It is just so underwhelming. Like I'm watching this gameplay and it's like you have to have your launcher out, not great, okay? It lasts for 5 seconds, and you're right, a gridlock is better because hey, if I walk into a gridlock, I take damage. So
I have to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's just like Nomad again is just better because like underbarrel, like Buck's an underbarrel. It really truthfully doesn't make sense how he got released the way he did, and like.
Maybe they were terrified of a Lion situation, but I would rather like have Lion come out, be ridiculous, and then get nerfed, rather than the situation that we have here.
This is like really bad. Like I don't even play Siege anymore because like after Sens came out, I was like, this is a very underwhelming operator, and then I saw a gameplay of Grim. I was excited to get back, and then I watched the trailer at the major or whatever, and I was like, yeah, this is. I'm not gonna be.
That's where everybody was at. I mean, like this. I don't think people understand. Like when you're a content creator and you're playing Siege, and your primary things to talk about, because Siege is all about the operators. Like their core central idea in terms of getting people to come back to the game and try out new shit. Operator synergies and doing things, thinking outside the box, coming up with new ideas with operators is what makes Siege work. So when you basically have 6 months, 2 patches, which is half a year of just, Sens and Grim, it's pretty fucking rough. It's not great. And also something that we mentioned earlier, the projectile is massive for no reason. And it gets stuck on crap. Like,
okay, hold on.
Look at this shit.
So what's funny about that? I don't know if you know this. I'm trying to watch the stream. I don't know if you're playing anything.
I'm going through clips.
Okay, so here's a fun fact. I don't know if people know this in the chat, because they might think it's been fixed. But if you play Capitao, here's like a real thing. If you shoot a bullet hole, the bullet hole visually will not show up, but his Capitao bolt will go through. Every time. Yeah. But I'm assuming the Grim thing doesn't even go through the boards and the floor, like consistently.
Well, yeah. Did you see this? Look what happens.
I'm watching.
Hold on. Let's scroll back.
Oh, yep, I see it. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing I'm doing the whole thing where it's like, oh, I gotta get the thing, ka-chunk, back and forth, which they're all animation locks, by the way, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, and I get C4 here, I get slammed.
Someone brought up a really good point. You can throw a gridlock to that. You can, because I play a lot of gridlock, and you could throw it through there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like another interesting like design, what you could do is kind of like Callie's thing, where like maybe it goes through reinforcements or like just through boards, like regardless, and then deploys on the other side and like a massive bloom from floor to ceiling, something like that.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a Capitao bolt that goes through walls and floors without like having to shoot it through the boards, like just on the other side. Like that could be cool. It's just like there's a million ways to fix them, and like my assumption is gonna happen is like not next season, but like probably after Invite they'll be like, we're retuning Grim or we're like updating him, but I just don't think an update's like sufficient. Like he needs to be reworked how Tachanka was fundamentally reworked. Like I don't know who else is on that list of fundamental reworks. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it was like Castle, but they buffed him, so I think he's actually in a good spot now. And then like Monte,
I agree,
but I could be pulling that out of my ass. But like yeah, in his current state, like buffing him is gonna do nothing. You need to rework him in some like just massive meaningful way, and then also at the same time throw Sens in there. Like change it where it's like on the other side of the wall, like you can't hear sound, kind of like an
even Sens is better. Even Sens is better in Grim. That's the crazy part, because everybody was like, this operator's like really bad. I can't believe they would do this, and then they released Grim. It's like, bruh, it's a massive bruh moment. And then also this B launcher being stuck on the freaking thing, like fucks up like part of this execute, because then I can cover the rotate. But then Mozzie's able to just full send through this thing, and then it's like fucked.
There's realistically no downside for going through it too, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I go through it, like
if you can hit your shots, you don't care. You just swing. You just swing and take the fight. Yeah. Because they already know where you are.
Yeah. So like again, like my whole thing is, this is one of those operators where it's like normally like the ability elevates like the play in some way, right? But this is truthfully a guy on a drone with good cams is better than this. Is more impactful. So like just have a dedicated droner, or like if you want information, because like I guess he's like a flank watch info type of deal. Again,
I guess
0. Like it's
Yeah,
like,
zero's
even
better
his,
even.
Even his role is like weird. It's like Blackbeard, where his like role isn't defined. Is Blackbeard a flank watch? Is he an entry? Is he a flex? Like what is he? Like it's the same thing where he's having an identity crisis, and on top of having an identity crisis, he's not good at any of the things that he has an identity crisis. With Blackbeard, I can at least respect him as a flank watch. Like he does make a good case for being a flank watch, and on maps like Border,
Or
where
like
you're
he can hold a
contesting
head
window
glitch
for a
angle and
cross.
like be annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a case for it. Like, do I agree with him? No, but like on 2 maps, Consulate and Border at the very least, I think he's playable in some cases on some sites. But here, I don't even think he's playable in any case because every operator does his job better. The default utility in the game does his job better, which is a very scary thing. And then on top of that, like he just doesn't play any way. Like, is he flank watch? Maybe. Is he an info operator? Maybe. Is he a flex? I don't know. Is he a roam clearer? Not really. So it's like he doesn't know what he wants to be. The devs, I don't think, know what he wants to be, and it's just like I can't, in good conscience, like even have a hypothetical team comp that has him as a third or a tertiary pick. Like his only use case is this: if instead of having 4 bans, it's 8 bans. It's 4 attackers, 4 defenders get banned, or 6, like 3 attackers, 3 defenders, which honestly needs to be bumped up to there probably by the end of this year. So it's just like, and then even then, okay, like I just don't see a reason for him to exist. So that's my 2 cents on him.
Word.
I don't know. Just
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Vex.
It just feels like, I mean, I could play this game, right? And like wait every 3 months to get this operator, or I could go play Valorant, get a new character every 6 months that is fundamentally really fun and is really unique and has really interesting like things that's fresh.
Or play
and then I
Overwatch that
game.
has tons of different hero synergies and tons of different mechanics that like synchronize with each other and skill gaps to learn each individual character with and like get really good at like mix and matching all of the different aspects about that particular character and playing them to their fullest potential. Like there's nothing with this guy.
Yeah, it just wait. Did someone in the chat say he's a 3-speed? Is he actually a 3-speed?
Yeah, he is.
He is a 3-speed.
So what?
Yeah.
That's even more okay. That's even more confusing. So like, do they want him to be an entry then with this kit? Like, is the idea to go balls to the wall, throw them down, and then push off the info? Because if that's the case, that is just they've missed the mark. Would be an understatement.
Heavily.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
I'd argue there's just abilities in the new Call of Duty that are just field upgrades that are better than this. Like I don't. I really don't see.
There's like secondary gadgets that are better. And also like the other thing about this guy that's super frustrating is that on top of the fact that his gadget is just right? It's bad. Like I would rather bring Recruit. I'd unironically rather play Recruit because Recruit has different types of secondary gadgets. He can bring 2 types of secondary gadgets, and those can have, I think, more impact over the course of the round than fucking Grim. If you're gonna add Grim to the game, let me play Recruit and Ranked. Do that.
Yeah.
Like actually, I don't even see the reason why I can't. When this guy is considered good enough to be released, like this guy has a gun that has a low rate of fire. It has a 690 rate of fire, so you gotta hit the head or hope that you get enough body shots to kill, which it is a solid amount of body shot damage, but it's not perfect for an attacker, especially with defenders having one-shot headshot, laser go burr SMGs. No high zoom scopes, claymores, breaching charges, like he just has nothing going for him at all.
I think
Capital has hard breach charges, and he does the job better.
And he's an LMG that's really good. Oh,
Yeah.
LMG's got nerfed. I forgot about that, but still, it's a solid pick. And I mean, his parachute's really slow, but it hits like a fucking tank. I think the most egregious
And a
part
1.5.
is that like, yeah, I think the most. Oh, that is true. I think. Wow, I actually didn't really realize that.
Yeah.
I think the most egregious part is that like over the course of time, like you obviously see power creep in operators, right? You go from Sledge to Buck, you go from Ash to Zofia to whatever, right? Like there's like a clear like I guess the hard breach is the best like form of that where there's like definitive power creep, but then like the power creep is like separated because it's like okay like Habana's cool for hatches, Ace is cool for like kind of mixed, and like there's like different reasons, but there's like objectively like Ace is better than Thermite in like 99% of scenarios. That's just power creep. That's how it works. But like he is like an operator who has like the potential for like power creep and like having his own like niche like for him, right? And like his own playstyle. But like it's just undermined by the fact that his ability is god awful. His kit really doesn't make a lot of sense. The fact that he's a 3-speed with no flashbangs is actually just kind of egregious. Also, like here's a really interesting thing. What if we have his throwing this out there, what if we have his gadget and nades? Like that could be objectively cool. There's some cool things you could set up there probably where you can go from vertical, shoot your little thing. Oh, I know where he is, and then he's getting tracked. I can nade.
Get like depth
I can
charge,
time it,
yeah.
and then I can boom. Yeah, like depth charge. So it's like, Why would we not set him up for the best course of success? Another good example is like the flashes. I know where he is. I can then flash dump him, or I can flash dump him and then hit him with these. Like any single thing they could have done, and he's a 3-speed with claymores and breach charges. So it's like, what are we doing here? Like I don't
Nothing.
even think they know what they're doing there.
I don't think so either. And not to mention like the operator that they added before him sends is like roly poly, literally like bounces off of surfaces even though like the line of sight is clear. So that's, you can even like practice like half the lineups with this operator to begin with. It's just I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with like the operator design department, which is so frustrating because like Azami was so good. Azami was like one of the most interesting dynamic playmakers that they've added in like forever. Like Azami is on like mirror level in terms of character design, I think, in terms of like the different kinds of things that you can do. She's really straightforward in her concept in terms of getting new players to understand. And at a competitive level, you can actually do a lot of really interesting things with this character because you basically get to make like reactive castle barricades that the enemy can't, they have to like blow up with the charge from far away. There's so much like interesting site setup you can do with this character, and you can react to a situation on the fly. Then you got Sens and Grim, and it's like, what?
I think it comes down to this, and maybe I'm wrong, but like cases that you can roll without having.
Look
to
at the
spend
bees.
money.
The bees chase him. Sorry, like the bees chase in the cutscene here. Like that's what I thought they were gonna do. I thought they had like more presence,
Or give me a siege anime.
Or a siege anime. Like I think this
Just so I
stuff
can
is interesting.
follow the
I think it's
lore.
cool. Like that's the whole frustrating thing because like Grim's character design is like dope. Like he's got like a badass character design. I love the hat. Like this dude looks like he can fuck some motherfuckers up. He's like 6'4", buff as fuck. Like why is this dude ass? Why does he suck? Like he should be fucking shit up, man. Like come on.
Yeah.